Anyone? Thank you, everyone, for coming out in the heat. Good afternoon. We are here today to show Virginia and West Virginia that we are still here. We aren't going away. My name is Rasoul. I serve as a volunteer water protector for the Power Coalition and Preserve Giles County in a lot of different capacities, but currently the critically important role of construction monitoring with the Mountain Valley Watch. Reporting the damage to streams, springs, and wells across Virginia. Of erosion sediment controls that we have warned regulators about for over 3 years. The standard procedure of summarizing and ignoring public comments about specific threats must stop. We are calling on the State Water Control Board to immediately call a meeting to hear directly from citizen scientists from the Mountain Valley Watch and the Pipeline Compliance Surveillance Initiative. No matter how we got to this point, the era of self-dealing and self-regulation must come to an end, and the members of that citizen board have an opportunity to assert their authority and compel DEQ to stop work where threats are identified and documented. Without real enforcement, the work of these volunteers will stand as an ugly and permanent record of irreversible failure. Thank you, Delegates Rasoul and Hurst and the 14 other Virginia lawmakers for your leadership in calling for a stream-by-stream analysis of these pipelines. Thank you to the volunteer monitors for reporting what you are seeing in Virginia and West Virginia watersheds. Please continue to report violations to the Mountain Valley Watch. I'm going to try to keep things moving along quickly here due to the heat so that we can hear from the number of speakers that we have today. So thank you again, Delegate Rasoul, for coming out to speak to this audience, and I will hand it over to you.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Ready to stop this pipeline?
Yes!
It is clear that there's already damage occurring. You all have documented it, and there are over 11,000 comments that have been submitted per the request of the State Water Control Board. So much to the surprise of the administration and DEQ, the State Water Control Board said, hey, our job is to protect water. So why don't we consider protecting water? Why don't we consider a stream-by-stream analysis? And we applaud the State Water Control Board for taking that brave action and opening up this comment period. Unfortunately, what happened is, mysteriously, the website went down for a couple of weeks. Well, it went down, and in this wonderful age of technology, it stayed down for 2.5 weeks. Well, now we are demanding that these comments be immediately considered, and it is clear from the words of David Paler, there are 11,000 comments that need to be carefully considered. That is enough to be able to halt work now. Between these two projects, there are over 1,100 bodies of water that are going to be impacted. And it should be clear to everyone involved that that is enough for us to carefully consider. Should a stream-by-stream analysis be done? Should we immediately stop construction? their way. Many of you have seen there's this piece about the $84 billion treasure that Appalachians hold. And that's this natural gas coming through. And they are in a rush to export this natural gas as fast as possible, and they could care less about what's going to happen to our water. We think it's very clear what needs to happen. The State Water Control Board has asked that we consider a stream-by-stream analysis. They have 11,000 comments, and so we need DEQ to do their job, get out of the way, and let the State Water Control Board meet as soon as possible. Yes. So we humbly ask for the State Water Control Board, these citizen volunteers to this board, to please call a meeting as soon as possible and consider all action necessary to stop the construction of this pipeline while we carefully figure out what's going to happen to our water sources. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Delegate. Our next speaker is Dr. Tina Schmoosh, who will speak to some of the health impacts that we're already witnessing from these projects.
I've had people tell me, well, we don't know about any health hazards associated with the pipeline. We know about compressor stations. We know about getting fracked gas out of the earth and those problems. More mic to more close to your mouth. Yep. And my job over the last 3.5 years has been to document and highlight the health hazards associated with the pipeline itself. Every stage of the Mountain Valley Pipeline, from tree clearing and construction through operation, creates pollutants that threaten everyone and have the greatest consequences for pregnant women, their fetuses, children, and elders. Tree clearing results in burning brush piles. That increases particulate matter in our air throughout this region. Construction equipment itself creates volatile organic compounds, dust, particulate matter, and diesel spills. The laydown yards, the work yards, the access roads, they are all polluting our environment just during construction. Operation of the finished pipeline brings methane leaks and compressor station emissions somewhere along this pipeline, which increase mortality from respiratory and cardiac disease. There are very high radon levels in this gas that's coming from deep in the earth from the Marcellus Shale. This results in radioactive deposits of lead throughout the lining of our pipeline, which is only inspected internally every 7 years. Decommissioning of the pipeline after 10, 20, or 30 years of use entails hazmat removal of the radioactive deposits. Sadly, just the threat of this pipeline is taking a toll on our citizens. We have already lost 8 landowners from 4 counties on the pipeline route who have died from newly diagnosed cancers and cardiovascular disease. Additional landowners and dedicated resistance workers have suffered strokes, serious heart problems, and cancers. There are people that have had multiple strokes, multiple cardiac events that have been working day and night for several years.